Now to our second guest. In June this year, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed an executive order to reduce and in some instances eliminate tariffs on the importation of certain pharmaceutical products. After the initial euphoria, not much has been heard about that executive order, and the prevailing harsh economic circumstances seem to have closed a lot of windows to the survival of many businesses in that sector of the economy. And pharmacists across the country are complaining. Lekan Asuni is a pharmacist, fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy, fellow of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and member of the Pharmaceutical Consultative Forum of Nigeria. He joins me now as we try to do a follow-up, commentary on that move by the Tinubu administration. Pharmacist Lekan Asuni, thank you very much for joining me on This Day Live.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, where are we? In June, there was a lot of excitement. I think we even had a guest, on this same program, who said, the thing is that they still need to work out the framework. It has taken 2-3 months. No framework has been worked out. Pharmaceutical products are still very expensive. I saw a report that was saying that to buy, is it Augmentin? Is that a drug? Is that what it is called?
Yeah,
that, it used to be 2,000, 3,000, but now it's about 70,000 naira. So things got even worse, despite the intervention by the Tinubu administration. Why is it so difficult to work out the implementation framework?
Thank you for having me, Dr. Ruby Abati. I think we must commend Mr. President for actually responding to the yearnings of the industry under the auspices of the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mamadu Pate, who engaged extensively with the industry to look at what is the best solution to lower cost of medicines as well as health commodities. We are glad that the executive order was passed. But if you read through the executive order, it was pioneered by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. We need to give kudos to them. We also realize that the other ministry and agencies who are part of the whole arrangement, we have the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and you have the Federal Ministry of Finance. These three agencies, or the three ministries, are meant to work out the implementation framework. A lot of work has gone into this. They're looking at several measures, not just on the surface, but something more sustainable, more enduring, to ensure that the cost of pharmaceuticals and health commodities becomes affordable to the citizens of Nigeria. First, they have engaged with us. We've discussed extensively on which items, actually the inputs, because when you look at the inputs for fiscal implementation, that goes to the finance and customs. There are specific HS codes for them to recognize at the port that these are the goods who no longer will be on tariffs, import duty, especially the inputs, to lower inputs of pharmaceutical inputs. So we're looking at raw materials, we're looking at all the consumables that are deployed in the manufacture. And we've engaged with them. They've taken our input, and I'm sure they are doing something about it. And we just need to be a bit patient. And I'm sure very soon the implementation framework will be released. But more importantly, beyond that, the essence of the input is to lower cost of production and translate to reduce cost of goods that goes to consumers. And of course, to spur local production. But at the same time, they are looking at other mechanisms, market shaping.
But very quickly, Mr. Asuni, I would like to ask you, has this got anything to do with the, well, can I use the phrase, mass exodus of pharmaceutical companies, the multinationals from Nigeria? GSK left, Sanofi left, Lament is undergoing transformation. Okay, exchange rate is on the high side. Even NAFDAC is now saying the drugs that churches give, they will have to certify the drugs. So what, there's a lot of confusion in your industry.
Well, there isn't much confusion. First, there must be regulatory oversight over whatever happens in industry. NAFDAC is an authority vested to ensure that we have wholesome medicines in circulation being consumed in the country. So they clearly have to know what goes on everywhere. But the exodus, in a way, has created opportunities. Because when you look at most of the multinationals that have left, what did they leave? They have left, you can say exchange rates and what happens with their business. But at the same time, you look at their portfolio. The portfolio which thrives there is not their future. It's not their future. Their future lies in newer molecules, things that are more expensive. They are under patent, and they believe they can, that's their future. So for them here, the established products, which are still very relevant, they are not prepared to endure any other houses to make them available. And I think a number of industries are responding to make sure that these drugs, either they are locally manufactured through one way or the other, or there are other generic versions which are equally as effective as those patented brands or originator brands are made available to our citizens. So it's a journey, but I think we're on the right track. Investment is going on to ensure that no gaps are left. This happened in Egypt some years ago. Well, the Egyptian government said you either localize or, you cannot import. And the local industry responded. And I think we need to capitalize on this opportunity to make sure that we acquire the technology, these basic medicines, life-saving medicines, that we begin to produce them locally, and we can become self-sufficient for the nation.
Okay. I mean, what both of us can agree upon is that there is crisis in the health manufacturing sector, how that is sorted out. But let's talk about the role of, associations within your industry. I know you have the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy, you have the PSN, the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Well, one bird told me that the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy is about to reorganize. Can you tell us about these associations and how you guys are at the center of the crisis in the health manufacturing sector?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm a fellow of Nigeria Academy of Pharmacy, and the Academy has been in the forefront to ensure that issues relating to medicines, to anything pharmaceutical, and the practice at the forefront and the front burner. It was formed 26 June 2014. This year marks the 10th year that the association was formed. It's come a long way, addressing several issues confronting both the profession and the industry. What is very particular now is this year, as we mark the 10th year anniversary, we have the Professor Zulum, Professor Babga Gana Zulum, who will be the guest speaker, special guest of honor. The event will take place on this coming Thursday, which is 19th September 2014. And the theme is looking at healthcare development and innovation in Nigeria. Basically, we are looking at several ways by which medicines are made available to people at affordable, and qualitative products are made available at good prices that are affordable. Over the years, we've had some achievements. In 2017, 2014, 2015, we championed the change of curriculum, adoption of the curriculum for Doctor of Pharmacy, the clinical pharmacy program. We actually collaborated with several other stakeholders, and the Nigerian University Commission adopted that. Now most faculties of pharmacy award the PharmD program, making them more relevant to patients, because the clinical pharmacy is about interaction between pharmacists and the patients. Also, this year we'll be unveiling the Nigeria Academy of Pharmacy Innovation Center. This is to address how we can be able to have homegrown research and development, especially those that are peculiar to pharmaceuticals. So research, development, and innovation in pharmaceuticals will be the core focus of this innovation center that will be unveiled. Prior to now, the academy has also, in trying to be a thought leader in the field, we've collaborated with other stakeholders in the healthcare team. In 2017, we had a symposium, the first of its type, where we asked interprofessional collaboration, the imperative. That lecture symposium, the lecture was delivered by Professor Itayo Lambo, and actually all the other healthcare teams were present, because when within the healthcare team there's been some frictions or some lack of synergy. But that particular symposium, we were glad that a number of other healthcare teams attended, and they saw the need why we should work.
Let's make progress.
Yeah.
We are talking about Academy of Pharmacy.
Yes.
Okay, but how about the level of commitment by the academy to standards, to values? There are all kinds of people dispensing drugs. If you go to Agege, you see people, selling drugs, selling malaria drugs, selling abortion drugs, selling. So what is it? It's not about, this is not in my view about curriculum. What is the level in terms of standards to make sure that you don't have all these mushroom pharmacies where they just dispense drugs? Some of them even treat patients. So this is an elite academy.
Well, we address all the very important issues, such as you mentioned that, proliferation of some of these quacks. We have an agency.
Those cars, did they include pastors who sell medications that can transform lives?
As long as you are not following the prescribed guideline for you to practice and dispense, then you're a quack. Because clearly, anybody who has to dispense a medicine must be a licensed pharmacist. And we'll be in the vanguard of advocacy to ensure that the agency responsible to oversight that, which is the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, they are adequately resourced. They can carry out, their, they can carry out the activities, trying to survey all the outlets, to monitor which outlets are actually registered, and those are not registered, they lead to closure of those ones. So we continue to advocate for that, and they'll be doing well. But the resources available to this agency, it's meager. You imagine the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, people in their enforcement, they cannot even police Lagos and all that. But more importantly, there has been a law which has been in the National Assembly for so long. The penalty for people who indulge in counterfeiting of medicines is a slap on the wrist. In fact, it's not a capital offense, and for a very long time there has been a law which has been submitted to be passed, and is to make stiff penalty for those who indulge in the fake and counterfeiting of medicines.
Okay, Pharmacist Asuni, you talked about the Nigeria Academy of Pharmacy.
Yeah.
You say you have an event in in the coming week,
yes,
on Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, and you are a fellow of the academy.
Yes.
Who are the other persons involved in this academy? It cannot be a one-man academy. Who is involved?
I'm just a member of the organizing committee of the 10th anniversary of the academy. The academy is headed by Prince Julie Adeluyi. Is a foundation president and is still the president of the academy. We have the vice president, who is Sir Ifeanyi Atueyi, and we have all other ESCO members. The secretary general is Professor Lere Bale, and they are distinguished pharmacists who have become fellow of the academy. When it was formed in 2014, they had 47 foundation members. And by next week, 9 eminent pharmacists will be inducted as fellows. That will take the number to 133. Besides this, we've also had honorary fellows awarded to other distinguished individuals who are not pharmacists. And I'm happy to tell you that during this event coming up this coming Thursday, Professor Babagana Zulum will be honored with an honorary fellow.
Okay, final question,
yes.
Pharmacist Asuni. There is this rivalry in the medical profession. Medical doctors say that pharmacists are subordinate to them. And it's been a big issue, in the past, that pharmacists are just, what do they call it, muyiwa in Yoruba language, just to support doctors. But are you people in the pharmacy profession, you too, you try to do like this, that we are also there? Has that rivalry been resolved? Briefly.
Well, the rivalry, there hasn't been much rivalry. It's, I can say, in any team there must be a leader, but it's a team. It's a teamwork. Recall that I mentioned that to foster interprofessional collaboration, we had a symposium in 2017, just to ensure that some of the misunderstandings between the professionals are cleared and to ensure that it's harmony within the health team. So the pharmacist is at the center in the health team. Because
not the doctor. Doctors say they are at the center.
Well, the doctor, they manage the hospitals. They are the head of the team, the way it's structured in Nigeria. But whatever you want to do in the hospital, you find that the pharmacists are the center, because most of the consumables and the products and all the things, everything that you may need to, after diagnosis, to get treated, to get better, you come down to the pharmacy. And that's why pharmacy is very central. We're happy to be at the center of the health team, to continue to help Nigerians to feel better, to improve the quality of health, ensuring that wholesome drugs are stocked in the hospitals, in the various pharmaceutical outlets, and ensuring that we build a healthier nation.
Well, on that note, I would like to thank you very much, Pharmacist Asuni, for joining me on this Day Live, this Sunday talk show. We look forward to your 10th anniversary next week. Thank you very much.